Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Championship Predictions. We have got Championship Predictions for game week 4. Sophie, it's already the 4th week.
I know, it's flying, and we're not doing that great with predictions at the moment, so let's hope for a better week.
Well, last week in the Championship, it was a draw between our predictions. That means that Sophie has still got her lead over me in the predictions altogether so far. Feel free to comment your Championship predictions down below in those comments, and do make sure, of course, to drop a like. We'll go for 700 likes on this video. We smashed it last week. Let's see if we can smash it this week. Hit that thumbs up button, and please do make sure you are subscribed to keep up to date with the channel as we march towards 37,000 subscribers. Let's get into the predictions, Sophie. We start off with Hull City taking on Bristol City, Soph. And I've got to say, Hull City are really impressing me. You know, after that Norwich game on the opening day, I felt like there was signs of encouragement. You know, they put in such a decent performance despite losing in the last minute, and they'll say very unjustly. Since then, it's 2 wins for 2 in the league. I know they went out in the Carabao Cup to Doncaster, but they got past Sheffield Wednesday at home 4-2, and they won away at Blackburn. Despite playing 10 men, they did have to then come from behind. So I thought they showed good character. They won it late on, and I think this Hull City team could be maybe in the mix this season, top 10 possibly. Got their eyes on the playoffs, but it is very early days. Bristol City had a good start to the season. They lost that game against Birmingham City, which has put them sort of back into the mid-table segment. I think I'm going to go for Hull City, Sophie. Things are looking good there. The momentum's on their side. I'm going to back the Tigers 2-1.
Yeah, with Hull City, I said that they'd had a good summer transfer window, and they're still adding to their squad, and they're gelling quite quickly, actually. They've got off to a very good start, and I think they're going to continue their good run at the moment against Bristol City. For me, I see them winning 2-0. 2-0. Interesting.
Okay, so let's go to St Andrews as Birmingham City take on Plymouth Argyle. Birmingham have been really good. They've been really, really good. Lots of positivity. Yeah. We said this before the season started, and they've got off to a good start to the season. They'll be looking at this game thinking, can we maintain it? It's not a pushover. Plymouth Argyle have been good. Yes, they did suffer their first defeat to Southampton, but it was in the last minute, and you know, I backed a draw in that game. I was heartbroken when they conceded in the last minute. But yeah, they're no walkovers, and I think Plymouth have shown signs that they're going to be very much capable of staying up this season. But I am going to go for Birmingham City. They've started this season very well. It'll be interesting to see how long they can keep this good start up for, but I'm going to back them to win 2-0.
Yeah, I can see them winning as well. We've said there's a lot of positivity around the club. Coming in off a good win, I feel like they're going to back it up with another win, not taking anything away from Plymouth, because I think they're having a good season so far as well, so promising signs for them. But for me, Birmingham win this 2-1.
Next up, we're going to go down to South Wales. Cardiff City take on Sheffield Wednesday. Two teams that a lot of people tipped to struggle this season, and they are struggling so far. Not one win between these two sides in the Championship yet. Cardiff did put in a decent performance against Leicester City. Leicester certainly created more chances, but Cardiff hung on in there. Aaron Ramsey scored an absolute worldie. That was a great goal. But then Leicester snatched it in the last minute. Sheffield Wednesday, meanwhile, they're just struggling, aren't they? Yeah, for Sheffield Wednesday to lose at home to Preston in the last game, not a good result whatsoever. Two sides that both need their first win. They're not going to get it. I'm going to go for a share of the spoils, which I think would probably be a better result for Wednesday. 1-1.
Yeah, I can see it's been a really tight game. As we said, both teams haven't got off to the best starts, and both really need to start picking up points. If any team's going to win it for me, I'm going to have to lean towards the home side. Again, it could be another great goal that separates the two. So I'm going to say a low-scoring one, but Cardiff pick up their first win, 1-0.
Ooh, 1-0 to the Bluebirds. Wow, that would be massive. And another disastrous result for Wednesday. Let's go to the CBS, Sophie. Coventry City take on Sunderland. I am really looking forward to getting to this one. It feels like there's just not many games at the moment, because there's no midweek games in the Championship at the moment. You feel like you've got to wait the whole week to get the next game. So it's only our second home game of the season. And Sunderland, always a big match. You know, Coventry and Sunderland share that bit of a rivalry, don't we? But in recent years, Coventry have always had a decent record over Sunderland. If we're looking at how things have gone so far this season, Sunderland lost their first couple of games. They did get back on track with a win over Rotherham. Joe Bellingham stepping forwards and scoring 2 goals. You know, he could be a real star for them, of course. Coventry City picked up a 1-1 draw against Swansea, which is okay. I mean, I thought the performance was alright. I thought we were maybe the slightly better side, but there wasn't a massive amount in it. But I do fancy Coventry to make it 2 home wins from 2. Once again, we do have a good record against Sunderland, and I'm going to back the Sky Blues to win this one 1-0.
Yeah, I feel a lot more confident when we're at home, to be honest with you, and especially against Sunderland. As you said, we've got a good record against them, so I can see us winning this one. I do see it being quite a tight game though, because we do like to make a meal of it sometimes, so I can see us conceding, but I'm going to say City 2-1.
Coventry City 2-1. Ooh, okay, there you go. Big prediction. I think we beat them at home 2-1 last year as well, actually.
There we go.
Let's go to Huddersfield Town taking on Norwich City, the David Wagner derby. Huddersfield, obviously, Neil Warnock's not been able to pick up a championship win for them yet. They did get their first point of the season away at Middlesbrough, and they took the lead, so maybe a little bit gutted not to get the first win there. Can they do it at home here against a Norwich City side who I think look very good? I think I can't go for Huddersfield. I think I've got to go for Norwich, to be honest. Norwich have been really impressing me. Good result against Millwall. Could have been more than 3-1. I think 3-1 maybe flattered Millwall a little bit, to be honest. I don't think Millwall were very good, but we'll come on to them in a bit. Norwich, I'm liking the look of you. I think they've scored the most goals. They got 2 against Hull, 4 against Southampton, and then 3 against Millwall. I think Norwich are going to get another 2 here. I'm going to go Huddersfield Town 1, Norwich City 2.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Norwich, and I did think they'd have a better year, and it seems like the manager is getting the best out of these players, especially going forwards, like we've seen that last game. And I feel like it's going to be quite a comfortable one. I don't see there being loads more goals, but I agree there's going to be 2 for me, and I don't see them conceding against Huddersfield, so 2-0. 2-0.
Oh, this one, maybe the game of the weekend. It's at Portman Road. It's Ipswich Town versus Leeds United. Leeds United, as I say, are the team I predicted to win the championship. But Ipswich Town are the team currently top of the championship. It's a really interesting start to the season here for both sides. Leeds United yet to win, Ipswich Town yet to drop any points. And to be honest, if you look at their results from the end of last season, this run stretches back a long way. They are doing so well, and if they keep this momentum going for ages, then yeah, they could be right up there this season. I think I am actually going to go for them to beat Leeds, even though I've backed Leeds to win pretty much every week and they keep letting me down. I think I've got to go against them eventually, and maybe Leeds United fans will thank me, and maybe if I don't go for them this time they will win. I've got to go for the team that are looking good, and that is Ipswich Town. I'm going to go for them to win 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to do this prediction based on momentum at the moment. Going into this, the Tractor Boys are absolutely flying. Leeds are struggling, so it's a good time for Ipswich to be playing Leeds, especially being the home side as well. So I do see them winning this one. 3-1. 3-1 Ipswich. I can see them scoring a few goals there. Yeah,
that is a very difficult game for Leeds. Let's see. I mean, it'd be almost very Leeds, wouldn't it, for them to get their first win at top of the league, Ipswich. But
4-0
we shall see. Right, let's go to the Den, Sophie. Millwall take on Stoke City. It all got a bit toxic at the end for Millwall. A lot of their fans want Gary Rowett out now, which is quite interesting, because going into the season, I thought Gary Rowett was, one of my personal favourite championship managers. He's been around a while, he knows the championship, he knows Millwall, but just not had a great start to the season, especially after they beat Middlesbrough on the opening day away. It's gone downhill since then. They got battered in the cup and they've lost their 2 league games since then. So I don't think I'm going to go for Millwall. Too much chaos there for my liking. I'm going to go for Stoke City, who've looked pretty good. 2 home wins from 2. Let's go for them to get an away win. 1-0 to the Potters.
Yeah, I can see why you're backing Stoke. If I was going to lean towards any side, it probably would be Stoke, to be honest. But I'm going to say a share of the spoils for me, 1-1. I just feel like it's going to be quite a tricky game.
Yeah, you're going to sit on the fence. Yeah, it could be close. I think Millwall being at home maybe balances things out, but I do fancy Stoke that bit more, to be honest. Let's go to Deepdale South. Preston North End take on Swansea City. I got to see Swansea last week when I watched them against Coventry. I thought Swansea were okay. I think they could be gelling. Obviously, a new manager. He's only been there a couple of games now. He was decent at Barnsley last year. They've got Yates and they've got Perot, so they've got goals in that team. Defensively, they were okay. I just think, as I say, they're gelling, so they might take a bit of time to get going. Will they get their first win here at Preston North End? I don't think I'm going to go for it, to be honest. Preston have looked pretty good so far this season. They're grinding out results. 7 points from 3 games. This could be 10. I'm going to go for 10, actually. This would be such a good start for Preston, but they just keep getting through, and they're winning their games narrowly. They got past Sunderland 2-1. They got past Wednesday 1-0. They're going to get past Swansea 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to back the home side as well. I feel like I agree it's going to be quite a tight game, but I'm just leaning towards the home side. I'm going to say just 1-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a 1-0 Preston.
Yeah.
So if let's go to the New York Stadium. It's Rotherham United against Leicester City. Leicester, the only other side than Ipswich that are on 3 wins from 3. And they're only just doing it, aren't they? They are just about doing it. But it's good enough, isn't it? You know, a win's a win. It's not so much about the goal difference. They just got past Coventry. They just got past Huddersfield. They just got past Cardiff. And I think they will get past Rotherham. I am going to back them to win by more than 1 on this occasion. I think they will beat Rotherham 2-0. Rotherham I backed to beat Sunderland and they let me down. So I can't go for Rotherham. They've let me down. I'm sorry, guys. To be honest, though, Leicester have just got the power to win this.
Yeah.
They should win it. I'm going to go 2-0 to the Foxes, yeah.
Yeah, Leicester are looking good. They've already brought in a new lad on loan. Don't ask me his name, but he was like their man of the match last game. He had a very, very good game, got the winner. And I feel like he's going to be a good player for them. And they've already got Dewsbury Hall as well, who's didn't have the greatest game last game, but he's a very, very good player. So with players like that in your team, you're looking strong, to be honest. I still see it being another 2-1 win. Maybe not quite so dramatic, like scoring a winner later on, but I see it being 2-1 again.
2-1. Okay, so let's go down to the South Coast. It's Southampton versus QPR. Obviously, Ipswich are impressing, Leicester are impressing, Norwich are impressing, and for me, Southampton are impressing. They're my 4 standout clubs or teams so far. I know you've got Birmingham and Preston and all those doing well, Hull City, but I think Southampton look like a team that could be the real deal. You know, the quality that they've got. Goal scorers in Adams and Armstrong. I just keep saying the same thing, but that's what got them the result against Plymouth, 94th minute, Che Adams goal. So,
but is he going? Because he's linked with the move away. I don't know if it's going to be sorted by.
Yeah, but to be fair, like we said, Teller as well.
Yeah, they've still got quality there.
You know, they'll lose one, but another one will come through. So Southampton are going to win this against a QPR team that have been, to be honest, better since the opening day, where they just gave in against Watford. They did get that win against Cardiff. They lost narrowly to Ipswich. No disgrace in that, to be honest. But Southampton have got too much strength. I'm going to go 2-0 Southampton.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to say 2-0 as well. I can't see QPR scoring. They did actually come close against Ipswich, and one of their players, I don't know what he was doing, but obviously didn't want to score. It was dreadful. Anyway, I see Southampton winning this with or without Adams. As we mentioned, he might be getting a move away, but it's not happened as of yet. And as I said, with or without, I still see them winning this 2-0.
2-0. Okay, so on to the Hawthorns. There's 2 games left, and we're going to go to West Bromwich Albion versus Middlesbrough. Interesting matchup, this one. Middlesbrough chasing that first win. It's not the easiest place to go and get it. I think West Brom have been alright, to be fair. There was some reservations when we looked at some people's predictions at the start of the season. Myself and Sophie actually had West Brom just outside the playoffs, but some people were saying the chaos off the pitch and the lack of transfer activity might result in West Brom being all the way down in the bottom half, quite low down. But from what I've seen, you know, that performance at Leeds, that win over Swansea, yes, they did lose to Blackburn on the opening day, but I think they've got more about them at the moment than Middlesbrough. So I'm going to go for West Bromwich Albion to grind out 3 points here. I'm going to go 1-0 to the Baggies.
Okay, I'm going to sit on the fence again. I'm going to say 1-1. I feel like Middlesbrough, they need to get the ball rolling, to be honest, sooner rather than later. At times they're putting in good performances, but they're not finishing their chances. West Brom, they've not had a dreadful start. We have predicted them to have a good season, but I see this one playing out as a draw, so 1-1.
1-1, okay, interesting. The final game, Sophie, is at Vicarage Road, and it's Watford versus Blackburn. They both won on the opening day, they both drew in the second week, and they both lost in the 3rd week, so they've kind of been going it along together. So it makes sense if they were to draw this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Watford though. Not a great performance at Stoke City, I must say. Blackburn, to be fair as well, they put in a decent performance with 10 men for most of the game against Hull City, and they took the lead, but they crumbled right at the end. I think this is one where the quality might just do it for me, and I think Watford need to raise their levels and go back to that opening game week kind of performance and get a few goals and get the confidence flowing, because they've got a decent manager, they've got some good players, they could be in the mix this season, but they can't afford a slippery start. They need to try and collect those wins early, and we're going to go for Watford to win 3-1.
Yeah, for me, both teams coming in off the back of a defeat, they're going to want to get something from this, and that's why I see a draw playing out. I can see why you've backed Watford, and I think maybe being the home side, if I was to lean towards any team, it'd probably be them. But again, I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1. Okay, there you go. That's how we're going to leave our championship predictions. Do get your championship predictions down below, guys. And once again, do make sure to drop a like. We're going for 700 and it's free to do, so please do hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, do make sure to do that. It's free and we're closing in on 37,000. And thank you for joining me, Sophie.
Thank you.
We'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.